Hello, welcome to another edition of 52 Tips to Land Your Next Job. Today I'm going to give you two great ideas on how you can separate yourself from the crowd when you're going for that job that you really want. And it's important that you do that because there are a lot of people looking for their next opportunities. There's a lot of competition out there, so differentiating yourself is going to be key. The first way you can do that is with a great cover letter. Now, there are some people who say you don't need a cover letter. I personally believe you should have one because if you don't have one and the hiring manager is looking for one, then that's a big strike against you. If you do have one and the hiring manager doesn't really care about a cover letter, well, it's really no harm, no foul. They may read it or put it aside, but it doesn't matter. It won't hurt you. Now, when you write a cover letter, though, it can't just be a "Dear Sir or Madam, I'm writing to you in regards to the project manager job you have open at your company." Now, that's actually okay because a lot of people write letters like that. But if you want to separate yourself from the crowd, you need to do something different. First thing is you should try to find out the name of that hiring manager so you could personalize that letter to them. And then what's arguably the most important part of the letter after getting the hiring manager's name is having a great opening line. One that's so interesting, so compelling, that almost reaches off the paper to grab that person to make them want to read more. So instead of that example I gave a little bit earlier, it might read something like, "Dear Ken, I am a project manager who is known for meeting deadlines and coming in under budget in every project that I have done." That means that that's something that's really more interesting and it's more related to the job at hand. And that would cause me to want to read more. And in the rest of that paragraph, another sentence might be about how you do that. The next paragraph of 2 sentences or so would be about the job that you're talking about, hoping to get. And then the last paragraph should be a call to action about how to get in touch with you so that you can set up time to talk. Now, the other thing about the cover letter is that it could open doors for you by sending it in advance, even if there's not a job there. If it's compelling enough and interesting enough, that hiring manager may want to talk to you for a potential future role, or who knows, they may even consider developing a role just for you. Now, the other way you could separate yourself is by using something called a brag book. You can see this is a very thin binder, but it's a very powerful book because it can not only help you win the job, it can open doors for you as well. And it's made up of very few pages. You might have your name on the front with some attributes for yourself. You might then have some ways that you would describe what kind of worker you are, followed by maybe a 90-day plan. Then you could follow that up even with some of your best achievements. You could put in examples of your work. And the way you would use it is this. In an interview, if you have examples of your work, for example, you would talk about it. You could hold up the piece, point to what you want to point to, put it down so it's not a distraction, and you're going to really reinforce your message with that visual aid that you use. The other thing is you should leave it behind because after all the interviews are done, there's going to be a bunch of pieces of paper, a bunch of resumes, but your book will separate you from everybody else. So it's a great leave behind and a reminder of the great work that you do that you could bring to that company. The other thing this book can do is it can open doors for you. I've had several clients who've written great cover letters, put them in an envelope with this book, and mailed them through the US mail to these potential hiring managers. And this has led in a number of cases to conversations, and in a couple of cases it's even led to jobs for these people. So one of the keys to your job search is to stand out from the crowd. And a great cover letter and a brag book can really help you to do that. I hope you take these suggestions to heart and come up with your own ways as well on how to separate yourself. And if you want to talk about your job search situation, please reach out to me at ken@surecoaching.com. I'd love to talk to you. Until then, be well and take care.